Hello, you are listening to The Wellness Project with Des. I'm your host, Desiree, a mental health therapist and holistic wellness coach. On my podcast, I interview experts in the field of mental health and wellness, as well as those who share their firsthand accounts of their mental health journeys. These interviews will give you many tips, tools, and strategies to improve your mental health, as well as give you hope, support, encouragement, and inspiration on your own personal mental health and wellness journey. Thanks so much for being here. I would greatly appreciate it if you took a moment to leave me a review on iTunes and leave the podcast 5 stars on Spotify. It really helps the podcast to grow, which in turn helps me to keep bringing on amazing guests and spreading mental health and wellness education and support. And make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss an episode. Are you ready to embark on a transformative journey towards holistic well-being, unlocking the full potential of your mind, body, and spirit? If so, I'm thrilled to invite you to my program, the Holistic Wellness Transformation Coaching Program. My one-to-one coaching program is a comprehensive and individualized approach to help you improve your overall well-being. As a holistic wellness coach, I'm here to guide you on a transformative journey to attain balance and harmony in all areas of your life. With personalized coaching sessions, I'll offer guidance and support throughout your wellness journey. Starting with a thorough holistic assessment. We'll dive into your past, habits, thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and patterns that may be holding you back and no longer serving you. This assessment forms the foundation for your customized wellness plan. Together, we'll explore the 8 foundational elements of wellness to ensure you feel balanced and aligned with your goals and your values. This program goes beyond the surface, providing you with mental and emotional support. I will help you to manage stress, anxiety, and other challenges such as perfectionism and people-pleasing, offering techniques and strategies to enhance your resilience and your skills. The benefits of this program cannot be overstated. I'll be there every step of the way to support you in achieving balance and harmony in your life, manage stress, and improve your emotional well-being. Nurture healthy connections, create lasting, healthy habits, achieve your goals, and gain confidence in your ability to transform your life. Join me on this journey to holistic wellness. You could go to my website to check out my various packages, and you could go to my Calendly link found in the show notes to schedule a free 30-minute consultation call where we will go over the 8 core areas of wellness, as well as your goals and your dream life. Reach out and let's get started on your wellness journey so you can finally live the life you want. Hey there, I'm your host Des, and you are listening to episode number 168 of The Wellness Project with Des. And on today's episode, it is just me. This is a solo episode. So just a few days ago, I was a podcast guest on someone else's podcast, Beth Trammell's, and I'll link that in the show notes once that gets posted, and you can go check that out. But Beth and I discussed coping skills, and I thought it would be a good idea to take that conversation here and go over the things that I spoke about with Beth. So it's going to be similar to my conversation with Beth because I did a whole outline and everything. I need to be prepared to go on other people's shows when I'm a guest. Even when I am interviewing somebody on my show, I need to be prepared. I come up with the questions ahead of time. You probably know that because a lot of my formatting is very similar for each episode. So I like to have a structure and a routine. So if you do listen to my episode with Beth, it is very similar, but we're more in a conversation. Whereas here, I am just coming at you solo. So I want to get started with just explaining what a coping skill is. So coping skills, also known as coping strategies or coping mechanisms, they're methods that people use to deal with stressful situations, difficult emotions, or challenging events. And coping strategies can be categorized into either healthy or adaptive coping skills or unhealthy or maladaptive coping skills. So what is a healthy coping skill? Healthy coping skills are positive and constructive ways to manage stress, difficult emotions, challenging events. Healthy coping strategies promote positive and balanced well-being and lead to long-term resilience and improved mental health. Whereas unhealthy coping skills are strategies that individuals use to manage stress or emotional pain, but which ultimately cause harm. So, harm to their relationships, their mental health, their emotional health, or even their physical health. Unhealthy coping skills do provide relief, but it's usually temporary and often leads to negative long term consequences or more significant problems in the long run. So, I want to give some examples of unhealthy coping skills, and then we'll get into examples of healthy coping skills. So, some examples of unhealthy or maladaptive coping skills are substance use or substance abuse, using drugs, alcohol, smoking to cope, which can lead to addiction and health problems. Eating issues. So, this isn't necessarily an eating disorder, but maybe disordered eating or emotional eating. So, overeating or undereating. Using food as a way to cope. Snacking is totally fine, but when it gets to the point of stuffing your mouth full of cupcakes, maybe me, but to get that dopamine hit, it's not the healthiest coping strategy. Avoidance or escapism behaviors like using distractions, excessive screen time, binge watching shows. Again, I don't know anything about that. Self-harm, so more of an intense unhealthy coping strategies, but cutting, burning, pinching, punching walls, physical aggression, things like that. Maybe one that we can all relate to: overworking, keeping yourself so busy and occupied and stressed to the point that you don't have time to think about other stressful events, let alone process them or deal with them in a healthier way. Busyness in itself can be a coping strategy. There are lots of unhealthy coping strategies. I'm just naming a few common ones that may sound familiar to you and that you may resonate with. So let's go over some examples of healthy coping strategies. So physical, getting outdoors, being in the sun, walking, running, stretching, working out, things like yoga, boxing, weightlifting, or just muscle relaxation techniques using fidgets. I love fidgets, love, love, love fidgets. Eating a healthy snack, things like that. Mindfulness and meditation. This can look like following a visual meditation on YouTube or an app, quietly meditating on your own, walking meditations. It can look like praying, deep breathing, listening to music or nature sounds, being in nature, simply walking. Creative coping strategies. Creative coping strategies are a great way to express your emotions in a healthy way and to process them. So, engaging in your hobbies or passions, doing activities that bring you joy, writing, painting, photography, playing with leaves, making mandalas, doing arts and crafts, writing music, playing music, reading. Getting creative is a great way to process your emotions and to cope with them. Relaxation techniques. Again, reading, yoga, muscle relaxation, stretching, going for a walk, taking a short 20 to 30-minute nap. Essential oils, taking a bath, doing something relaxing, deep breathing, laying in bed for a little bit, decompressing. Social coping strategies like venting to your friends, spending time with friends, reaching out to your loved ones, reaching out to family, spending time with your pets, making a phone call or making plans. Journaling, another really great coping strategy, writing down your thoughts and feelings. This helps to process them and identify patterns. So now that we've gone over unhealthy coping strategies and healthy coping strategies, I really do encourage you to pay attention to this and be mindful and become aware of the strategies that you go to cope with your stress, to cope with difficult situations. Impactful change cannot happen without awareness. I always say that awareness is the foundation of positive change. This awareness is actually a way that you can develop healthy coping skills, recognizing and understanding your stressors and your emotional triggers and how you're coping with them. Again, maybe journaling to do some self-reflection. That's a great way to become more self-aware. And experimenting with different healthy coping strategies to find what works best for you. Having some go-tos ready and prepared, and practice using them when you're stressed, when you're feeling elevated. But also keep in mind that some strategies may work effectively sometimes, but not always, depending on the intensity of the situation, so have a few on hand. Getting supports from loved ones or a professional. You can hire me as your life coach, and I will help you to identify these patterns. I will help you to identify which coping strategies work well for you and which ones don't. And we will experiment until we find what works best for you. Practicing self-compassion is so important to realize that this is a journey and it's going to take time. So give yourself some grace, give yourself that time, be patient with yourself, because change is a journey, and practicing healthy coping skills and using them more often is a journey, and it takes practice. It's like a muscle that you could strengthen like any other skill. I hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I hope that it was helpful for you. Feel free to reach out with any sort of questions. You can email me at accordingtodez@gmail.com, or you can message me on Facebook or DM me on Instagram. And you can go to my calendar that is linked in these show notes, and you could schedule a consultation call with me to see if I am the right fit to work with you. Thanks for being here, and I look forward to connecting with you further. I will be back next week with another amazing guest. I really hope that you liked this episode and gained a lot of value from it. If you did like this episode, please share it on social media. You can tag me at The Wellness Project with Des on Instagram and at According to Des on Facebook. If you do enjoy my podcast and gain value from it, I would greatly appreciate your support. You can show your love and support by buying me a coffee. This will help my podcast to grow, and in turn will help me to keep bringing on amazing guests. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/thewellnessprojectwithdes to show your support. All books written by or recommended by my amazing podcast guests are listed on my Amazon storefront. Go to the link in the show notes to check out those books. I would love to extend an invite to you to become a part of my community. You can do this through Facebook, where we will be discussing this episode. I would love for you to share your insights, any aha moments, any thoughts or ideas you would like to contribute. You can contribute in the discussion taking place in my Facebook group, and it's a great place to connect with me because I am in there every day with mental health and wellness content, discussions, reflections, journal prompts. It's a fun and supportive place to be. You can find the group at facebook.com/groups/According to Des, and that link will also be in the show notes. You can also check out more of what I'm doing on my website, accordingtodez.com. You'll find a lot of wellness blogs, written interviews, detailed podcast show notes, and my shop, where you will be able to find workshops, my self-care course, digital downloads, ebooks. There's a lot going on my website, so make sure you check that out at accordingtodez.com. And while you're there, join my email list to stay in the know about what I have going on and available for you. When you sign up, you will get your free ebook, The 5 Stress Reduction Techniques to help you feel more relaxed. Thank you so much for being here. I will talk to you next week. So until then, I hope you have a calm and peaceful week.